Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Mach-E vlog. We're in an XC40 from Volvo. This is sort of a last minute thing. I'll explain as we get into the video, but I'm gonna give you some overview and first thoughts. This isn't a full review. This isn't a full test drive. This is sort of like just an odd situation. Did not know I was gonna be driving this, didn't do any prep work. So it's really just sort of my overview of an XC40 from Volvo.
So let's go.
So actually, this isn't really overview specifically of the XC40. I'll explain what I'm doing, but right now I got to drive in traffic and Liv will explain what I'm doing.
So I am just introducing the video with Patrick, but I'm actually not going to be in it because he got a great opportunity to pick up this EV today, and then he's going to drive it tomorrow. I'm going to be stuck at home working, so he's going to have a little EV adventure. You're going to go along with it, and I get to watch it later and see how fun it was. So what are you doing tomorrow? What you doing in this car?
I'm not actually 100% sure, but Tim Jackson from the Colorado Auto Dealers Association that helped us set up the Mach-E meetup called me and said that, hey, they need a driver for an EV tomorrow. And I believe it's with the Colorado Department of Tourism to promote EVs and tourism combined. And we are going to do a photo shoot at a couple of locations in the morning. I have some appointments in the afternoon I can't miss, but we'll try to at least accommodate them for the morning. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. You'll know when I do.
It is quite smooth.
Yeah, it drives nice, just like any nice EV. I believe it's Android Automotive. Very similar in some ways to the Polestar and Audi, and there's, I can put the map up here.
Oh yeah, because the model at the auto show was not active.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you could do that. That looks really nice.
So feels very nice. I had to turn on one pedal mode because it didn't have that, and that helped a lot. Decent acceleration. I don't know what the specs are because this was an unexpected drive. I feel way higher and more upright than in the Mach-E. So like going around the curves, it feels, even though I know it still has a low center of gravity, I feel very high, and it doesn't feel as great handling, but I think it feels better if you're looking for an SUV type ride.
I really like the height. Yeah. I think that's what stood out for me, is that it feels upright and boxy, sort of like the Bronco sitting in it, the Bronco Sport.
Right. Yeah.
Much more upright.
Feels very similar to a Bronco Sport that we sat in. Visibility is good, even though I thought the back area, that's sort of like an area that you don't look at, but I'll looking at the way it's built, I thought that might be a visibility issue. The sunroof has a shade. Oh, and actually, it pops up.
Oh, that's cool. Is that it? Just a little breath of air? All right.
I think so.
Okay. Nice. And does it have the swipey? Oh, yeah. Swipey. I like that. It's obviously pretty late in the day now, so it's not like we could really test out how the roof tinting is. It doesn't appear to be tinted to me, though.
Yeah, I think this is the type where you want the sun's shade because it's not tinted a ton. And I'm trying to avoid going in the direction of the sunlight so that we don't get too blinded.
Yeah, it's super glary. You got this kind of artistic glow effect occasionally. It's about, what, 6:30? Yeah.
And I believe one of the reasons why we eliminated this one when I was looking at it is that the range isn't that great. I believe it's down into 230, 240, which is not bad. It's pretty good. But for a comparable amount of money, I wanted the Mach-E. And again, I was like, I'm not even sure about the price. I haven't looked at these in a while. It's not on there now. Yeah.
It's interesting because this reminds me of the Audi e-tron.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a much more sort of family car than the e-tron, which is more of a sporty car or fancy, you know?
Yeah.
The Sportback, at least.
I think this is like a pretty good target for like an EV SUV type. And one of the things that we won't necessarily test this, especially because they just watched it, but it has a off-road mode. And then if you look at the interface, just touch that, and then you can tell this is sort of the Android Automotive type stuff. And then under here, and there's settings and then driving assistance. There's like an off-road mode.
Oh, wow.
Steering assist, which is sort of like I believe like the lane centering type thing that's on the Mach-E. I turned it on briefly, and you could tell that it was adapting to the curve as I was going around it. But I wasn't very comfortable with it, so it didn't feel great to me, but just takes some time to get used to it. And then it has some other stuff like one pedal mode, and the steering feel firm, which I had that on, and I think it just makes the sort of like the unbridled mode in the Mach-E
A little more responsive.
a little bit more responsive, and it takes a little bit more effort to turn, which I usually prefer, but like, you know, driving on a road trip, it'd be nice to turn that off and make it nicer to drive. I'm not sure what ready to drive notification is. Some of the other settings, you know, just your normal display, windshield wipers, how they function.
It's really not flashy. Like the way it looks is not flashy.
You know, I think that's a good way of looking at it, is like, it's not meant to be flashy. It's not meant to have an unbridled mode. It's a SUV, and this is you know, equivalent of a regular ICE powered, you know, Volvo. It's just an EV version of it.
I do love the sound of EVs though, because like the sun was so bright I couldn't see when you were coming, but I could hear it.
Yeah. So just quick impression. Pretty cool. I think that's the main thing is coming from any ICE car, a lot of these EVs are going to be a nice upgrade. They have a lot of the tech features, even if they're not done in a fancy way. The vertical controls for this are very nice.
Was that the air?
The HVAC system. And again, it's sort of nice that there's I think a good balance of buttons versus screen. I can just go back here, we'll have the maps on, but I can control like defrost, next and back on the radio or streaming or whatever I'm doing, play and pause. The volume knob, just sort of like in the Mach-E, not quite as big. And again, button-wise, very intuitive buttons that we're probably all used to on the steering wheel. So over on the left side is your steering assist and adaptive cruise control settings, like your following distance. Over on the right is volume controls, forwarding and going back in your playlist, as well as your voice command buttons. And this changes the display. Didn't get any type of like, here's how to drive the car, here are the functions and the buttons. It literally I just got the key and hopped in, and it's very intuitive. If you're used to traditional controls in a car, this is perfect.
Cool. So there's like the 3D thingy that the Mach-E does.
Yeah, and I noticed on the way over here that even when it's at the stoplights, this icon pops up, and then I can turn on the 360 camera. As soon as I start driving and get above like 10 or 15 miles an hour, that icon disappears. That's something I wish the Mach-E had, because you have to go into the settings. There's somebody skateboarding.
Did he show up in there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Very distortedly.
That's really cute. He's delivering mail on his skateboard. Oh no, he lives there.
Oh.
Okay.
So anyways, I thought that was a cool, neat feature that it pops up and disappears as we get going. So very cool.
Yeah, that's really nice because it's sort of parking lot specific. So if they're little kids or shopping carts.
So that's my first impressions. We'll continue in a little bit. So good morning. I'm here at Red Rocks Amphitheater at the Trading Post, which is right there behind me. But I'm here with the Volvo XC40 with the Colorado Department of Tourism. We're gonna do a photo shoot here and then do some other ones throughout the morning, and then I have some appointments in the afternoon. But this is the car that we're gonna be photographing today. There's all the photographers and the tourism people. But the views up here are very nice. And the reason why we're here is because we got these two free charge point chargers that are here at Red Rocks. And it's basically, you know, Colorado Department of Tourism wants to promote the fact that there's like free charging at a lot of tourist attractions here in Colorado. So if you're visiting Colorado, make sure you check out some of these, because you literally just have to tap with your charge point account to unlock the charger, and then after that it's free. It's not a high power charger. I think this one is 6.8 kilowatts. So it's basically like a level 2 charger. But you know, if you're here for a concert, or if you're here to go for a hike or something like that, or just explore Red Rocks, it would get you quite a bit of charge in a little amount of time. So, all right, that's it. We're gonna go photograph. Okay, they just finished all of the filming here at Red Rocks, and now we're going to Lookout Mountain, which we've been to in the Mach-E in previous videos. So we're gonna head over there. I think we're gonna get some shots of the car driving by, so I'll be in those. And then some more like hiking prep shots. I'm not really sure what they're doing, but again, just going along for the ride, I guess. All right, let's go. Look at that. The glass roof looks pretty good. It is actually a sunroof, so it'll open up, which is different than the Mach-E, but that's really cool. Anyways, they are done with my part for today. They are going to do some hiking photos and videos. They had me drive up and down Lookout Mountain, or at least one little section with some switchbacks, so they can get some drone footage and some still shots and all sorts of other neat little things. It was a lot of fun working with everyone, and I'm excited to see what comes of all of this. I think it's a really cool program that they're doing, and looking forward to seeing some of the shots in the advertisements. Of course, I wish it was Lucifer, but who knows, maybe next time they'll need Lucifer. And gave me some ideas of where, you know, if we can find somebody with a drone, as well as get the permit, because you need permits to do drone shots pretty much anywhere now. Hopefully we'll get some of Lucifer doing the same type of things, but I need to get back to work. My real job. Liv is at her real job right now, which we're both working from home. But anyways, I got to head home, and then I actually have another cool event this afternoon, and hopefully I can video at that as well for everyone. So stay tuned.